Hi, everybody. Welcome to episode 65 of the Inspired Knitting Podcast. I'm your host, Bobby, and I am coming to you from Northern Ontario, Canada. Today is January the 19th, 2022. I would like to first start by welcoming new viewers who may be tuning in for the first time. Welcome. We have had a jump in subscribers, so thank you so much for subscribing to my channel and supporting me. I truly appreciate it. And to all my returning viewers, welcome back. This is a podcast mostly about my knitting adventures. There is crochet in there and spinning, even though I haven't done either of those really in the new year, at least. So yeah, hopefully soon. I really want to get back into my spinning again. I really do miss it. So hopefully I do. But yeah, anything that's fiber related, yarn related, that is what I love to do. So that's what this podcast is about. So if that's your kind of thing, do subscribe, do hit the thumbs up to like this video, and please do leave your comments because I love hearing from you guys. One of the best things about this podcast is interacting with all of you, and we have such a beautiful community, the knitting community, the crochet community, crafting community. It is amazing, so supportive, and so many inspiring people. I am just so happy to be a part of that. So yeah, it's awesome. Okay, so I always leave detailed show notes in the description box below. There's like a little arrow down below here that you can click and expand. And I always leave detailed show notes of anything that I've talked about today. So usually I leave direct links where you can go to the Ravelry pattern pages for what I have talked about. So that's where you can find show notes. You can also find social links as to where to find me on the internet. I am most active on my Instagram, which is Inspired Knitting Podcast. And you can also find me on Ravelry as X Country Girl 1986X. I'm trying to keep my Ravelry updated and I'm not doing so well with that. So yeah, whatever. Today I am drinking from this beautiful mug that my best friend had given me for my birthday, I believe. I just love it. And I'm just drinking coffee. It's almost finished. But yeah. It is a little weather report. I love Katie from the Cozy Up Knits. I love your weather reports. So if you're watching this, hi Katie. But I just love her weather reports. So I'm going to copycat her today. Our weather up here in Northern Ontario for the past 3 weeks, I'm going to say, has been really, really cold. We've had minus 46, minus 47 nights. Oh my God, it's terrible. I'm a summer person, as you know. It's terrible. I've been hibernating inside in the heat and my knitting and lots of hot beverages. I did venture out to run errands a couple times and it was like minus 30s and oh my gosh, I used to love shopping. I don't love shopping anymore. I just want to stay inside with my knitting and my cats and yeah. And then when the summer comes, it's all out. I want to be outside and on the road and stuff like that. But I am perfectly content with being inside the house right now. But it does look pretty when you look outside. It does look pretty, especially when the snow is on the pine trees and stuff like that. I think it's gorgeous, but I don't want to be out there. So yeah, it has warmed up though. I think we're minus 6 Celsius today. We do have some snow, but not a lot. To my friends in Southern Ontario, oh my gosh, I hope you guys are all doing okay down there. They had a really big storm a couple days ago. Our family lives in the Belleville, Kingston areas, and they got hit with like up to 60 centimeters of snow. It was terrible. So, from the sounds of it, there wasn't too many big accidents or anything like that. So thank God for that. But oh my God, that's terrible. So I hope you guys are all doing okay, and if you were caught inside, I hope you had lots of hot beverages in your knitting. So yeah, anyways, I'm just gonna get on into the knitting because I don't know how long this one might be. I do have finished objects today, I have some works in progress, and I also have a little bit of a stash acquisition as well. So let's get into it. I'm actually pretty excited because I have some finished objects, and I'm just gonna set this here. The first one I'm going to share with you, I'm just trying to organize a little bit here. The first one I'm going to share with you is actually a pair of socks, and I believe I had started these in perhaps October or November. Julie Ann Knitter, who is Twin Stitches Designs on Instagram, and I think she's Julianne Knitter on Instagram, and it's Twin Stitches Design is her design page, but she creates many beautiful sock designs and stuff like that. She had hosted a holiday swap in her Patreon group, and you could swap one skein of fingering weight yarn or sock weight yarn, and you could throw in minis or goodies, whatever you wanted to do with your partner. So I got paired up with Wendy. Hi, Wendy. And we did a beautiful swap. And I don't actually, wait a minute, I might have the tags with me. Just bear with me for 1 second, because I have the project bag here. So do I have the tag? Yes, I do. Okay. So in the swap, Wendy had gifted me this beautiful project bag, and it also came with a sock blank, and I was really excited with that because, to my knowledge, I have never knit with a sock blank before. So this one come from Ravens Wood Fiber Co., and she is a Canadian yarn dyer. And the sock blank was Tranquil Light, and it was a 85% superwash merino, 15% nylon, 400 meters per 100 grams. And it was really cool because the sock blank was fingering weight, obviously, but it was, the way that she did it, it was double stranded, so when she dyed it, and then you caked it up, you had two cakes that were identical, and you got this beautiful effect from it. So one end of the blank started with these pretty greens, and then it goes down into a darker blue. So I didn't use the whole cake. I think I still have some here. Yes. So here's one of the cakes. I got another one just like it. Focus. So you can see how I was in this tealy bit, and then it would have went into this pretty dark blue. I am a cuff down girl, so I kind of got to the point of here, and I wasn't sure how much yarn I had left. I guess I could have put it on my scale and weighed it out, but I just decided I don't like super long legs on my socks anyways, so I did a slip stitch heel flap and gusset. And then I got the length of my foot, and then I ended up finishing off here. So I had just started to get into it just started fading into the dark blues, but that's okay. The scraps will just go into my, one of my blankets, so my Stitch in Time or my crocheted one, it's okay. But how gorgeous are these socks? I just love them. So I just finished the second one off the other day, and I couldn't be happier with them. I love them. So I didn't follow a pattern for this. I just cast it on 70 stitches, 2x2 rib. And then I think once I did the ribbing, I decreased down to 64 stitches. And then by the time I got down to my heel, I did the heel flap and gusset, and then after I decreased the gusset down to 56 stitches. I'm playing with stitch counts because vanilla socks do tend to outstretch on your foot and fall off. So I'm just kind of playing around with some numbers to see what fits my foot the best. I have chunkier legs and I kind of don't have ankles, but I have a chunky leg and ankle, so I kind of need the width up here, but my foot, I have a wide foot, but my foot is a lot thinner, so I fit in a 56 stitch really well on the foot, but I just need the extra width up here. So I'm just kind of playing with it, seeing how that works, and if it does, then I can do that in future socks. But yeah, so I really, really enjoyed this. I will definitely be checking out more sock blanks because they are a lot of fun. They do, because it is a sock blank, I just caked it up and just knit with it, so it was crinkly. As you can see, it, once you wash and block it, it's beautiful. But I know that you can actually like skein it up and wash it prior to knitting if that crinkle would bother you, but it did not bother me. I very much enjoyed it. So do check out Ravenwood's Fiber Co. She has beautiful yarn. I think I actually have more of her yarn here, not in a sock blank, but I think I have more of her yarn somewhere. Beautiful quality. So do check that out. The set also came with a mini skein as well. It's like a pale pastel-y pink. That was for like contrasting heels and toes. I chose not to do that, so this will just go into my, I started a bucket for my mini skeins and leftovers, but it'll just go in my bucket and go into a blanket or a gnome or something. But yeah, so that's my first finished object. My next finished object, I have the Handy Trans. It's here where I live, and they come and pick you up at your door and drop you off if you need to go to go do shopping or go to doctor's appointments, whatever. It's a wonderful service, and I'm highly grateful for it. Especially in the winter time, you don't want to be stuck out waiting for a bus or transfer into a vehicle. We don't have a wheelchair van. We have a van, but I transfer into it, and then my wheelchair has to get loaded. It's fine, but in the winter, it's a job. So to have this Handy Trans, it's really, really amazing. So there's two drivers, two ladies, and they are absolutely amazing. I've had the opportunity to meet both of them now. And one of the drivers realized I was a knitter, and she asked me if I could knit her daughter a pair of mittens. So her daughter is a teenager, and she said she has adult small hands. So I went, and she wanted 2 tones of blue. So I, of course, went for the World's Simplest Mittens by Tin Can Knits. And all I did was, my dark blue is Madeline Tosh fingering, which is a single ply. So I had some of that in my stash, so I just held it double. And then I had a skein, and I brought the tag because I knew I would forget what it was. I had a skein of West Yorkshire Spinners Bo Peep, and it's 100% Falkland Islands wool, and it is a DK. So if you hold 2 strands of fingering together, it equals to a DK, so it was perfect. So, and this Bo Peep, they don't have a ton of colors. It's mostly pastel-y colors like blues, pinks, greens. It's more on the pastel side, but it is such a beautiful yarn. It is so soft. It is beautiful. It's plump. I just love it. And yeah, how awesome are these? I love it. And to have the different textures, like the single ply of the merino, and then the Falkland. The Falkland is a more of a rustic, but it's still pretty soft. But just to have that texture difference, it's really, really nice. So yeah, there's my mittens. So they're all finished. I'm going to be going out to run errands next week, so I can give them to her. Yeah, Just the World's Simplest Mittens Tin Can Knits. I did the adult small. And for the striping, all I did was I did 6 rows of each color, and every time I went to start a new color, all I did was knit 1, slip 1, and then I just knit plain. I actually didn't do it on the thumb. I kind of spaced out. I didn't do it, but that's fine. And then when I went to do my thumb here, technically I should have done the lighter blue on the tips, but I didn't want to be finicky. It's kind of finicky. I didn't want to do a color change. So I had taken a picture of the first mitten and showed it to her, and she loved it, so I think it's fine. But yeah, they are all finished and they are wonderful. More mittens. Kind of getting mittened out here, but that's absolutely fine. When you have somebody ask you for knitwear, it's always fun. And I just have these on my Big Blue Mama sock blockers, or mitten blockers, sorry. And I had picked these up from Grey Huron Yarns in Belleville, Ontario, when I lived there. And they're super cute. They got like little sheeps on them. So cute. I love them. I always wanted a pair of wooden mitten blockers, and I'm so glad I got them. I would love to have a pair of wooden sock blockers as well, because they're just awesome. But yeah, there's my finished mittens. So the next thing I have to share with you, I am super excited about. I've had this on the needles since late August, and I finally casted it off, and I've worn it several times. It is my Autumn League pullover by Two of Wands. She is all finished. I think I got all the ends woven in on it. It is just freaking gorgeous. I love it. So I was going to wear it today, but it was easier for me to show it to you this way. But I love it. So again, this is the Autumn League pullover by Two of Wands. The pattern was written and used Lion Brand jeans yarn, which is a cotton yarn. I ordered the Lion Brand jeans yarn, but I accidentally ordered the acrylic version, not the cotton, which is fine. It's a really soft acrylic, and I really, really love it. It's really soft to wear. I have yet to wash it. So this has not been washed and blocked yet, so it might actually soften up a little bit more, but it is really soft. I really love it. It turned out great. I did the biggest size in the pattern, which is a extra large, I believe. Typically I wear a 1 to 2X, 3X, because I like things bigger. And this absolutely fits me fine, and it has lots of positive ease in it. So yeah, I didn't do gauge, so I couldn't tell you about gauge because I don't like doing gauge swatches, but it fits me just fine, which is really awesome. So one of the things I love about it is this little detail on the front. It's very much like a sweatshirt type. I love it. I have the split hems, which the sweater is written with split hems. Modifications, and I have talked about it before, but I'll just go over it one more time. It is a raglan sweater, and there's 2 sets of raglans. And I know that it's worked in the round when you start it, but then when you separate for your sleeves, you're working the back, and then for the body, you're binding it off, and then you're picking your stitches back up, and then you're working the front and binding it off for that split hem. I did not want to do that because I don't mind purling, but I didn't want to do that. I just like working in the round. So once I split for the sleeves, I just automatically kept it in the round and just kept knitting. When I got to the bottom of the sweater for the split hems, I just put half of my front stitches on a like an extra cable, and I did my back stitches and my ribbing bound off, and then I picked up my front stitches and did my front. So that's how I did that. And the other modification, there is decreasing in the sleeve to make it slimmer. I did not want to do that, so I just did some quick decreasing, a couple rows of quick decreasing down here at the cuff, and that way it had a bit of a balloon sleeve, and it's perfect. I love it. So highly, highly recommend this sweater. It is absolutely amazing and gorgeous, and I love it. I will definitely be knitting another one again, probably in a wool this time because I love my wool. But yes, I highly recommend the pattern. It is beautiful and I love it. I'm so happy with it. So probably when I podcast next time, I will be wearing this beauty and I'm excited about that. So yeah, that's the Autumn League pullover by Two of Wands. Beautiful. Okay, so I have one more finished object to share with you, and then it will transition over into works in progress. So Cozy Up Knits came out with a couple new hat and mitten sets of recent. They're sassy. Hi, Sassy. Hi. Hi. That's my kitten. She's going to try to get a gnome. She had, okay, I think I mentioned this on the last episode, the little gnome that my friend Angel had gifted me for Christmas. Whenever we got up in the morning, the gnome was on the floor throughout the house. So we kind of gathered that it was Sassy because our dining room table's on the opposite side of this little divider to our living room. And we kind of figured it was her, but we weren't sure. Rami definitely, my other cat, would not do it. But yeah, we caught her. She was caught red-handed with it. So we just put him down here for the podcast. He's going to be back up on the high shelf after this. But yeah, I'm sure she wants him again. She really loves him. Are you sure you didn't put catnip in it, Angel? Anywho, back to the pattern. So Cozy Up has come out with a couple of hat and mitten sets of recent, and one of them was a collaboration with Kim of Ginger Snap, which was this beautiful box set of fingering and mohair, and Cozy Up Knits did the hat and mitt pattern for it, and it was called the Winter Whisper. And I didn't buy the box set, but the pattern came out, I'm going to say 2 weeks ago or something, for purchase on Ravelry and Payhip, I think. So I automatically purchased the pattern because I loved it. It's a very beautiful set. It's got these little stitches here. They're just so cute. I don't know what they're called. I forgot, but they're just so cute. So the pattern is written for a double brim, which I absolutely have been obsessed with of late because my ears cannot take the cold. So almost every hat I've been knitting for myself has had a double brim on it. But they did write the pattern for a double brim, so that's awesome. So the pattern is for fingering with a mohair, which I kind of varied from that. I am using, it's Estelle 80 wool, I believe it's called. It's a DK, but it's a very light DK. So I held that with a skein of white mohair that I had in my stash, which I believe is a drops mohair, just a white. And that's what I got, and I absolutely love it. So, sad part, I left this big tail inside the hat to put a pom-pom, but when I went out the other day, I wore the hat without pom-pom because it was like really cold, and the hat's just a bit short for me. Now, I did follow the repeats that were given in the pattern, but I got a big noggin. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to undo the top of the hat, take the decreases back, and then put another repeat in, and it will be plenty long enough then. And then I'll put a pom-pom on it, of course. But other than that, it's just a beautiful, beautiful pattern. I absolutely adore it. And it was super warm on my ears, but because it was lacking one extra repeat, it kept crawling off my ears, and I really don't like that. So that was my mistake, not the patterns. That was my mistake. But that's it for finished objects. So I'm going to transition it over into works in progress, because I not only did the hat, but I am also doing the mittens. So this is a faux, or no, a hoe. So here's the matching mittens to go with it. And it's got that same stitch design on it. This is single, this is not doubled, but I have the first one all complete. And I do believe that the mitten is one size only, if I remember it correctly. The hat might have a couple different sizes. I'm not sure, but I do know that the mitten is one size. It fits me perfectly. But I got that. And I do have the second one on the go. So there it is. I got the cuff all finished. And I actually do have my thumb gusset, all the increases for the thumb gusset all done. So I just need to put that on waste yarn and then work the body of the mitten and do the thumb, put my ends in, and I got a completed pair of mittens. So that's exciting. I'm really, really enjoying this. So I'll just show you the yarn really quickly. So here's the gray. This is the Estelle 80 in wool, and it is, like I said, a DK, but it is pretty thin. So again, I didn't take gauge. I don't take gauge on things, but it seems fine. So here's the tag. And this color, this is 901. It's very nice yarn. I really love it. It is rustic, but it's not scratchy. So I like that. And that's just the mohair, which, like I said, I think it's just a drops mohair. But I have that much more of the mitten left to do, so I should have enough yarn left over to do another repeat on my hat. So yeah, that's pretty exciting. I'm really happy. I will be very happy to have this set in my acquisitions to wear, because it's nice and cozy. I love it. So highly recommend this pattern. Cozy Up Knits, Winter Whisper. It's absolutely beautiful. I'm not sure if Kim still has boxes or kits available for the pattern. I'm not sure, but she does have lots of beautiful, got mohair flying everywhere. She does have lots of beautiful tonals and mohair to choose from to do this in as well. So do check out Kim of Ginger Snap. I love her stuff. And I have this set housed in my beautiful sheepy bag by J. Henry Designs. I absolutely love them. They are also the dyers behind Full Moon Fibers. I love. Just gonna toss that over there. So that's my first work in progress. What do we have next? Okay. So I just casted this one on last night, but I started watching a new podcast. It is Kristen and Maddie of We Share Needles podcast. They are two ladies from Arkansas, and I really, really love them. It's not too often that I start from the beginning, but I started watching them from the beginning. I think they have like maybe 26 episodes on their channel, and they're just amazing. I love them. So I started watching from the beginning, and I'm halfway through now. But I got inspired to cast on a Musselburgh by Yusol Latigue. I attempted to do this one last year, and I felt like it was coming out too big, and I ripped it. but I am doing it again. I did take gauge for this. So I'm sure you guys know what a musselburgh is. They've been pretty popular. Kay of the Crazy Sock Lady podcast. I know she did a knit along this past summer, so there's musselburghs everywhere. But just in case you're not familiar, it does start with a pinhole cast on. And Yusola Latigue actually puts 3 different pinhole cast-ons in the pattern that you can find like on YouTube to follow along with. Or I follow the Pinhole Cast On by Stacy of Very Pink Knits, and if I can remember, I will link the video below. I found it was really easy to follow. I really love her teaching, but you do start it off with a crochet hook, and it's super simple. But you start with a pinhole, you increase out, and what you do is you measure your fabric for 1 inch to see how many stitches you have. So I'm using a 2mm needle and fingering weight yarn, so I had a gauge of 7 stitches to 1 inch. So if you look at the size chart, it tells you what I need to now increase my crown out to. And I am choosing to do the adult medium, which is a 22-inch head circumference. I was kind of wondering if I should go up to a 24 because of my big noggin. I'm not sure which one I'm going to choose just yet, but yeah, it's a really cool pattern. So once you've increased your crown, you just knit this big long tube for however many inches it tells you, and then you decrease and close in the other end like this, and then you tuck it up inside and you have a double lined hat. They are just absolutely beautiful, and the fact of a double lined hat sounds amazing. So I just casted this on last night. This is a few hours of knitting. It was so much fun. So I have this on magic loop right now. I think I have a 2mm and a 12-inch circular. So if I do, then that's what I'm going to change it over to. But for right now, I have it on magic loop, and I got my beautiful little knit rose progress keeper. This was from Eden, which is Yarrow & Co. on Instagram. She makes these beautiful polymer progress keepers and earrings. I actually have the matching earrings to this progress keeper. I love it. So that's what I started, and it's been a lot of fun. The yarn that I'm using is actually one that I got for Christmas, and it is the Northern Pearl. Hi, Angel. So this is one of her yarns. And it is a merino, it's on her merino sock base, which is an 80% superwash merino, 20% nylon, 420 yards per 115 grams. And the colorway is Illusion. And here it is, oops, here it is in the cake. There we go. It's just these beautiful purples, and there's like some cream in there and teal, and there's also some dark green. I don't think you can, well, in the middle there's some dark green. It's just absolutely perfect. I love it. So yeah, I'm enjoying this, and I can't wait to see this hat completed because I think it will be beautiful. So that's how it's knitting up so far. And if I turn it, you can actually see some of those darker greens there. It's so pretty. I love it. So that's my musselburgh. I just casted that one on last night. This was kind of an impulse cast on. I just have been seeing so many of them, and they look so comfy. So I decided, and this yarn, I caked it up almost automatically, and it was sitting on my shelf, and I had visited Angel last week, and I picked up a pom-pom, and the pom-pom got set on top of the cake, and I kept looking at it and I'm like, it's like so perfect. So I had to automatically cast it on because you do. So that's my Musselburgh by Isola Teague. And just quickly sidetrack, I didn't mention it at the top of the podcast, but today I'm wearing my Charis cardigan by Amy Loudon, Little Tailoress. It is a beautiful, beautiful cardigan. It is knit with holding one strand of worsted Cascade 220 and a strand of black mohair, which was Pro Lana, I believe. And it's a very beautiful cardigan. It is top down, and you're knitting the band as you go. So those are my favorite kind of cardigans. And I did the same thing. I got the balloon sleeve on it. Your eyes are not deceiving you. Apparently when I ordered, I needed another skein. I actually ordered the wrong black. Don't ask me how I did it, but there are 2 shades of black. So this one's more of a charcoal. Is it? No, this sleeve is fine. It was just this sleeve. So as I'm wearing it, you can hardly notice it. It's just that the way that the camera's picking it up, you can totally see that line there. I don't care. I love this cardigan so much. It's so cozy. It is super oversized. I definitely could have went down a size or so, but it's fine. I love big and cozy, so I don't care. But yeah, I love it. Do check it out. Amy has some beautiful, beautiful patterns, and they're beautifully written as well. So do check her out. She's the Little Tailoress Studio on Instagram. I'm just going to take a sip of my coffee here. Okay, so the next thing I have for work in progress, actually I'm going to show you this one first. Because I've been watching We Share Needles podcast, Maddie came out with a sock pattern last Mother's Day, and it was the String of Hearts socks, which is a beautiful heart cable, and I just thought they were adorable. So I casted off those socks and I automatically casted these on. So it's just a 64 stitch count. I did 2x2 rib, and then it starts off into this beautiful heart design cable. It does go off to the one side, so there is a left and a right sock. It features a slip stitch heel flap and gusset, which is my favorite heel. It fits my foot the best. And this is actually like 2 days of knitting. I have been flying through them. I love them. So if you follow the pattern, which you can do whatever you want, there is like 6 hearts on the leg. I only did 2 hearts because I don't like super long socks, so mine are a little bit shorter. But yeah, I think I have maybe 2 more repeats to go and I can start the toe. I absolutely have been enjoying these. There is a lot of cabling in them, but it's easy, and I really love the way that Maddie has wrote the pattern. So you have it is written for a 56, 64 and a 70 or 72 stitch count sock, but I really love it because it is a 10 row repeat, and I think every other row is just like a rest row. There is knits and purls, but it's like a rest row. But you have your 10 row repeat right here, and right below that I use Knit Companion on my phone when I do my patterns. Right below that is your key index for your your cables, sorry. So there is like, I'm gonna say maybe 5 or 6 different cables that you're doing, and she has them right below that repeat. So it's really simple. You come up to your row, and if you were working off of a tablet or something with a bigger screen, I'm sure it'd be even easier. But you come across your row, your cable row, and all you got to do is just look down, and there is your table for your cables on how you're supposed to do them. Such amazing writing skills. I truly appreciate that in a pattern. One pet peeve I have is as you're doing something like that that has cables, is the pattern is here and you have to flip to another page to get to it, especially if you're working on a phone or something. I have worked from patterns. I don't like working from books. I have printed out patterns before and worked from them that way. It's not bad, but I really, really love my Knit Companion on my phone or my tablet. But regardless, I really appreciate that she has that like right below. So it was the pattern is very well written, and I love that. But anyways, here is what I have so far, and I'm getting all tangled. I am working this magic loop, of course. It is one of my favorite ways to knit socks now. Who am I? I was a DPN girl before, but I got these little kitty cat stitch markers to mark my my gusset. So yeah, it's beautiful. 2mm needle. And the yarn that I'm using for this one, I do have a tag, I think, but it doesn't have a colorway name. So this is the Northern Pearl again, my local yarn store. So it's like a peachy pink base, and it's got these specks of charcoal gray and black in it. There's a really dark black speckle there. I just love it. So pretty, and it is very tonal. I love it. So I have a feeling there is no name on the label of the yarn, but I thought when I purchased this off her website it did have a name. So Angel, if you can remember the name of it, I want to say it was something like flamingo, but I can't remember. But either way, it doesn't matter. It is absolutely gorgeous. I love it. So this is the first sock. It's been my podcast knitting, so while I watch a podcast, this is what I've been knitting on. It's been a lot of fun. So yeah, I've been enjoying that. So that is the String of Hearts socks by Maddie Hobbs, I believe. I will have it linked below. And Maddie is the co-host of the We Share Needles podcast. So do check them out and give them some love. They are amazing ladies. I love them. Okay, so I have 2 more works in progress to share with you. So this one is being housed in my kitty cat bag that I made. I love this bag. So after I casted off my autumn leek pullover, I automatically had to cast on another sweater. And the one that I really wanted to cast on was the Love Note by Tin Can Knits. Out of all the sweaters, not that there's been a lot, but out of all the knitted sweaters and that I have done, my Love Note is my favorite one. I really love the wear of it. It's just amazing. I love everything about it. So I wanted to knit another one, but I didn't want to do the lace on it. The lace is very beautiful, I think, but I just wanted the gauge of the sweater, the shape of the sweater, but I just wanted it to be plain. So that's what I've done. So I casted this on like right away, and I got through the whole body within like 4 or 5 days. It was like super quick. And now I'm stuck on Sleeve Island. But anyways, I've been sidetracked with other things. But here she is. This is my Love Note. She is beautiful. She does have a high-low hem, which is done with short row shaping. And does it have split hem? No, it doesn't. I didn't do split hem on this one. But yeah, there's a beautiful stitch marker that my friend Tracy of Grizzly Knits had gifted me, which is like a summer themed stitch marker. Not sure if you guys could see it. It did come with some pretty ring markers as well. I don't think I have any here. They're on something else right now. But thank you, Tracy. I absolutely love it. She knows how much I love summer, and I absolutely love the beach, so it's perfect. Thank you, Tracy. So, I am on Sleeve Island, like I said. I got that much done, which this is, I think this is about to my elbow right now. I do want to put long sleeves on it because it does not make sense for me to make a shorter sleeve sweater because I'm always cold. Even in the summertime, I tend to be cooler. So yeah, that's what I'm doing. I am doing some decreases. So I'm marking my decreases with some light bulb markers here. Not too many decreases. I'm definitely not following the pattern for that. I'm just decreasing a little bit. I do want a bit of a balloon sleeve on this as well. Just not too much, if that makes sense. But again, I'm doing this on Magic Loop. So that's the first sleeve. That's how far I've gotten. So modifications. So if you've ever done a love note before, it does have a provisional cast on at the neckline here. And sorry, I didn't mean to flip you guys off. I just realized what I did. I wasn't meaning to do that. Anyways, it does start with a provisional cast on here. I chose not to do that. I hate provisional casts on. I will do them if I have to, but I try to avoid them like the plague. So what I did is I cast it up here at the neckline. So all I did was I chose my size, which I think I'm doing the 1X in the pattern. So I looked at the neck shaping, so the neck decreases. So the part of the pattern where you're finishing off your neck, I just skipped forward to that and I kind of looked at how many stitches you would decrease down to before you did your ribbing. And I just took that number, casted it on, did a 1x1 rib for however many rows. I think it's like 1 inch or something. And then I just increased as you would in the start of the pattern. And as for this section here where there would be lace, I think it was something like 25 rows for my size of lace. So all I did was 25 rows of plain knitting in the round to omit the lace. So it's a pretty simple modification. It's not hard to do at all. I did put this on and I do like the wear of the neckline, so I'm happy with that. It's an absolutely beautiful sweater and I cannot wait to wear this one. It is beautiful. I just love those speckles. So the yarn. The yarn has been sitting in my stash for a while, staring at me. And I knew that I wanted it to be a love note. But like I said, I just didn't want the lace. The lace isn't bad. I just wanted it plain. So the yarn I'm using is Louise Roberts Collection by Biscotte Yarns. And it is the Pure Decay, which is a 90% superwash merino, 10% silk, which makes it really soft and drapey. It is 260 yards per 115 grams, and the colorway is called Parchment. One second, I'm just gonna do that a little bit better. Okay, there it is. Absolutely beautiful yarn. I really, really love it. So I had 4 skeins of it, and the body took 3 of them, almost 3 of them. I have like this little bit left over. So that's just sitting in the bottom of my bag in case I run out. But my fourth skein was a full one. So when I went to see Angèle last week, she was really gracious, and she divided the ball into two for me, or the skein into two for me. So I'm doing my first sleeve. So you can see how far I am. I'm to about my elbow on the first sleeve, and I still got this much yarn left over. So I am not as worried now about getting full-length sleeves as I was before. I think it will do it just fine. And I have those leftovers in case I don't. But yeah, so thank you, Angèle. I appreciate that. So I have no problems, I think, with yarn. I think I will be fine. I don't think there will be any yarn chicken happening. But yeah, so 4 skeins, DK. I did not do any helical knitting or anything like that to change my skeins. I don't really see any lines in it. I think it's fine. Maybe there is. I don't care. I think that it is perfect. I love it. And I'm going to wear the heck out of it. It's perfect. So that is my... what's it called? Love Note by Tin Can Knits, my modified Love Note. So I don't know, hopefully this will get some love soon. I've mostly been working on my MCAL, which I'm going to talk about in a minute. But this, like I said, I knocked out the body in 4 days. Like, I was that obsessed with it. And then I don't know, it just kind of got set aside for a couple days now because I got asked to make the mittens, and then I got obsessed with making the hat and mitt set for myself because it's been so cold. I got hats and I got mittens, like knitted ones, but I kind of wanted something that matches because my hat is like pink, and my mittens are, they're like a creamy color. So they don't really match. I'm not too crazy about being matchy-matchy, but I kind of wanted a hat mittens that kind of match, which means that now that I have that, I'll want to do like a scarf or a cowl that, or a shawl that's in gray because, you know, match. But whatever, I got sidetracked and distracted, but that's okay. I am sure that the sweater will knit itself up pretty quick. It is knit on a bigger needle, which, so the pattern is written for a strand of fingering and mohair, which equals to a DK. I'm just using a pure DK, no mohair. And it is knit on a 6.5 millimeter needle for the body. Again, I did not gauge swatch for this sweater, but I had knit it before, and I know that I had gauged down to a 5.5 for my ribbing, and I use a 6 millimeter for the body because I have a looser gauge. So yeah, it is knit on a bigger gauge, and it's so flowy and drapey. It is a beautiful sweater. So if you have not knit one, you need to. I know it's a pretty popular pattern. A lot of people have. But if you haven't, you really should. It's awesome. So anyways, I'm going to go on into my last work in progress. And I'm not going to put up anything here, but this will be a spoiler. So I am doing the Cozy Up Knits 5th annual, I believe, mystery knit along. So at the start of the new year, the Cozy Up girls always do a mystery knit along, and it's for a shawl. And you don't know what it looks like. You don't know what the shape is going to be. I love their stuff. I am never disappointed with what they come out with. So it's been a lot of fun so far. So if you follow me on Instagram, you'll have already seen clues 1 and 2. Sorry, there's like mohair flying around here now. But I've already got clues 1 and 2 done, and I have the start. I'm about halfway through clue 3 now. So if you don't want to see this or be spoiled by it, this is the end of the knitting section. After this, I'm just going to be showing stash. So if that's all you're here for, I hope you guys have a great week, and yeah, happy knitting. But if you'd like to stay, I am about to show it. So that is just a warning. I will be showing it and talking about it. So it is housed in my beautiful Cozy Up Knits bag by JoJo. Bags by JoJo. JoJo has some new bag fabrics and designs that came out recently. One of her big bags like this now has a pocket that has like a little attached notions pouch inside. So amazing. I've been so tempted, but I'm trying to be good. But I absolutely love her bags. They're amazing. So of course I had to put my mystery knit along in it. So I'm going to first start off with sharing my colors with you. So the shawl is written for either 2 skeins of fingering weight yarn and 3 20-gram minis. So your 20-gram minis are your pops of color, or there is a DK weight version as well. I don't know how many skeins of yarn you need for the DK version. I can't remember, so I'm not going to say it, but you can find all the details on the Ravelry page for the pattern. But like I said, I'm doing the fingering weight version. So I had a skein of Polka Dot Creek fingering in my stash. It's called Bee's Knees, which is on her classic sock base. 75% superwash merino, 25% nylon, 463 grams, 463 yards per 100 grams. And I absolutely love this colorway, so I picked up another skein of it. So I have 2. So here it is in the cake. It's just this beautiful beigey base with all these specks of pinks and golds and like charcoal. There's a bit of purple and red. It's just beautiful. I absolutely love it. Green. This is so me. I love it. So I got those, and then I picked out a couple minis, and I'm just trying to find the third one. It's evading me. So the first one is Burgundy, which is a 20-gram mini from Polka Dot Creek. The second one is also Polka Dot Creek. It's Toffee. And then the third one that I picked out was French Press, which is, don't know what that is, which is Midnight Cravings. So these are all 20-gram minis, so these are my 3 pops of color. Love. Kim from Ginger Snap, the Creative Knitter, I think even Polka Dot Creek, Creek Garden Crafts as well. Creek Garden Crafts is Pima Cotton, but I think she did kits as well. There's a few people, indie dyers, that have done kits for this knit along, so I know that there are still some kits available, I believe. So if you're interested in doing it and want a curated kit, there is some available. But yeah, this is also could be a great stash buster as well, I believe. I chose to get from Stash or use from Stash because, yeah, I have so many pretty yarns. I want to start using them. Anyways, so I'm going to start by showing you clue 1, and then I'll work down to clue 3. So this is the start of clue 1. So there is lace, but don't be intimidated by it. It's not that hard. It really isn't. I did have to concentrate on it, but it is not hard at all. And then you go up into these beautiful pops of color. This was a really, really fun stitch. Again, not hard to do at all. So that was clue 1. Clue 2 was so much fun. I really enjoyed this stitch. Lots of texture. So clue 2 starts from here to here or here. So you're putting in your pops of color. And then I'm just going to flip this around so it's easier. And now this is clue 3, which is more lace. So you're starting with your pop of color here, and then you're doing, they're called arrows, and then you're putting in another pop of color, There's another arrow section here. Again, it is lace, but it is not hard to do. This lace is definitely easier than the start. But again, I think that if you're an adventurous beginner, you can definitely do this. If you are a beginner at lace or you have trouble with lace, something that you could do is put stitch markers between your lace repeats, and that helps you keep track. So if for some reason you're going along and something doesn't seem right, it's messed up, then you can just tink it back until that marker and you're back on track again. So it's not that bad. So that's what we got so far. And on this one, I've got my kitty cat stitch or progress keeper. This is from Whimsy and Sassy Designs. She is a polymer clay stitch marker maker from Ontario. I absolutely love her stuff. I actually, I don't have it with me, but I actually got a couple gnomes stitch marker or progress keepers from her. They're absolutely beautiful. But yeah, I don't have it with me. I gifted one to Angel, and then I have the other one, but I don't know where it is right now. Anyways, sidetrack. But here's the shawl so far. So I'm pretty certain that the shape of it is going to be a wrap, a stole, and it's going to be like, it's like on an angle or bias. I don't know what they call that. But there's clues 1 through 3. I'm only halfway through section 3 now, or clue 3 now. But I love it. It is beautiful, and I'm so happy with my color choices. It does tell you how to put in your C1, C2, C3. I accidentally mixed them up, so I should have started with my contrast color 2 here, but I accidentally put in my contrast color 3. It doesn't matter. It's still beautiful. The reason why I messed up for is because Jamie had mentioned before the cal started that your C2, it doesn't matter the placement of your 3 contrast, but if you have one that you love the most, make that as your contrast color 2. So I really love the toffee, and looking here on the camera in the light, you can clearly see how dark it is against the main color. And it is when you look at it in real life as well. But at first when I was starting to knit with it, I was like, oh boy, there isn't much of a contrast. So I decided to make this as my contrast too. So that's what I did. I did it properly in the first section, but when I went to do it in the second section, I accidentally swapped them. It doesn't matter. Like I said, it doesn't really matter at all. But I do love it. This clue 2, the texture in it, so much fun. I love it. But yeah, it's beautiful. I cannot wait to wear this thing. It is so classic, and it has like a vintage vibe to it. I love it. So that is my mystery knit along. It's called the Throwing It Back, which is really cool because every week so far, this is, we're on clue 3 now. So on Saturday, clue 4 will be coming out. So it's really cool. The girls have some pictures and some of their backstory and their history. I love it. I just love seeing that. I have been a watcher of Cozy Up Knits for several years now. I just love them. They're 4 sisters from Grand Prairie, Alberta, Canada. They're amazing. I just love them. So if you haven't checked out their podcast, do head over right now and check them out because they are incredible and they have some really amazing designs as well. So yeah, my MCal, I'm loving it. So probably today I will try to get another section on it or knock it out completely. I think there's only 4 sections of those arrows, so it's not that bad. It's not that bad. I do enjoy lace. It's fine. You just have to concentrate a little bit on it, that's all. So yeah, that's what I have been working on. I don't have a lot to share for stash acquisitions. I haven't ordered anything. I decided to let my Yarnable subscription go. I love my Yarnable subscription. I didn't let it go because I disliked it. Nothing to do with that. I just decided that for the start of the new year, I would like to take that little bit of extra money that I have every month and put it in locally. So either supporting my local yarn store or supporting one of my favorite Canadian designer or indie dyers, something along those lines. So I ended up watching Kay of the Crazy Sock Lady. She actually does Yarnable Unboxings, and I saw what January's box looked like and the goodies it came with, and I must say I was almost regretting canceling my subscription, but that's okay. I did subscribe to a new subscription. So I forgot what her name is now. This is terrible. But Lichen and Lace is a Canadian yarn dyer. She's in Sackville, New Brunswick, Canada. And I love her yarn. Her colors are so up my alley. And she came out with I think it was called something like the Year of Socks or something like that. And what it is, it's a skein of sock yarn plus some goodies that come to you every month. And that was a yearly subscription, so you're paying for all 12 months up front, which that's a little out of my budget. But she decided to do the Sock Train subscription, so it's month to month, which is a lot more manageable for me. So it works out perfectly, and it's free shipping. How awesome is that? So it's a mystery. You don't know what the yarn is going to look like. But like I said, her colors are right up my alley, so I'm not worried. But you get a skein of sock yarn and you get some little goodies apparently. So I am really excited for this. So my first shipment should be here within the I'm going to say the second week of February. And I am super excited about that. So I'm going to do that for a little while and see how that goes. But besides that, I ended up getting the stitch marker. Like I said, I don't have it with me, but it was a little gnome from Whimsy and Sassy Designs. I got a blue one for Angel, and I got myself like a lime green one. And then last week I ventured out into the cold, and I saw my friend Angel at the Northern Pearl, and I got to visit with her for a while, which was really, really amazing. I don't go out much in the winter, especially in a pandemic right now, especially with increase in cases. I try to stay in as much as possible. But yeah, I wanted to go visit with her and chat with her. And of course, I couldn't leave without buying something. So I bought the pom-pom that you see up there. And I also bought this beautiful mini set, Northern Pearl. It is 5 20-gram minis. And they are absolutely gorgeous. I love them. I think this is my favorite one. So pretty. So these ones here will probably go into one of my blankets or be split up for both blankets. Who knows? There might be some taken for a gnome. I don't know yet, but I just knew that I had to have them. I love Angela's mini skeins. I love them. I love her yarn in general. It's very beautiful. But yeah, that's all I have to share with you guys this week. Yeah, I've been having a lot of fun with my knitting and the mystery knit along. Hasn't been taking a lot of time. It's been actually really easy. So when the clues come out, I know one person had clue 3 done in like a day. That's just amazing. I've been taking my time, just enjoying it, and working on other things in between. I'm still trying not to be cast on crazy. I've been doing a lot better with that, and it's been sticking, which I'm happy about. So, yeah, I'm just, something of a goal that I have for this year is just to, one, be more mindful of what I cast on. So, typically in the past, I would cast on anything and all these crazy colors, or maybe colors that I wouldn't really gravitate to. I wear a lot. I love black, but and I do wear color, obviously, but just not crazy colors. And in the past, I would totally knit crazy colors. I just want to be more mindful of that. So the stuff that I knit, I want to make sure that it's colors that I will actually wear. Like sweaters and that. Lately I've been gravitating more towards pullovers than cardigans. But I think my biggest goal is, I have been casting new things on, obviously, but I just want to be more mindful of my whips. I have a big basket of projects, so I will be going through them soon. I've already kind of done that, but I think there is a few more things in there that I will be pulling out. But yeah, I just want, as I'm finishing things, I don't want to just willy-nilly cast on something new to fill that bag up. I want to rather finish something and then pull a bag out of my whips and work on that and finish it. So I just want to, you know, try to be more mindful of that and not cast on a bunch of things and then just have them sitting there and not finishing them, because sadly, there's a lot of stuff that I frog that I actually would love to actually wear and use, but it's just been sitting there for so long that I've either lost where I was on that project or just lost my inspiration for it. So yeah, I just want to be more mindful of that. That's all. So yeah. Anyways, that's my life. That's what I've been up to. So yeah, I'm gonna let you guys go for now. As I said, show notes and links will be posted in the description box below. And yeah, until next time, I will see you guys hopefully in 2 weeks. Bye. Happy knitting.